a myriad is technically the number 10,000. In that sense, the term is used almost exclusively in translations from Greek, Latin, or Chinese, or when talking about ancient Greek numbers. More generally, a myriad may be an indefinitely large number of things. History. The Aegean numerals of the Minoan and Mycenaean civilizations included a single unit to denote tens of thousands. It was written with a symbol composed of a circle with 4 dashes th cent. In classical Greek numerals, a myriad was written as a capital mu, io, as lower-case letters did not exist in ancient Greece. To distinguish this numeral from letters, it was sometimes given in overbar, m multiples were written above the sign, so that for example would equal 4,582a, 10,000 or 45,820,000. The etymology of the word myriad itself is uncertain. It has been variously connected to pie mu in reference to the waves of the sea and to Greek mimex in reference to their swarms. The largest number named in ancient Greek was the myriad or 100 million. In his sand reckoner, Archimedes of Syracuse used this quantity as the basis for a numeration system of large powers of 10, which he used to count grains of sand. Usage. Greek equals. In modern Greek, the word myriad is rarely used to denote 10,000, but a million is ekatomerio and 1,000 million is disekatomerio. English equals. In English, myriad is most commonly used to mean some large but unspecified number. It may be either an adjective or a noun. Both there are myriad people outside, and there is a myriad of people outside are in use. The Merriam-Webster dictionary notes that confusion over the use of myriad as a noun seems to reflect a mistaken belief that the word was originally and is still properly only an adjective. However, the noun is in fact the older form, dating to the 16th century. The noun myriad has appeared in the works of such writers as Milton and Thoreau, and it continues to occur frequently in reputable English. Myriad is also infrequently used in English as the specific number 10,000. Owing to the possible confusion with the generic meaning of large quantity, however, this is generally restricted to translation of other languages like Ancient Greek, Chinese, and Hindi where numbers may be grouped into sets of 10,000. Such use permits the translator to remain closer to the original text and avoid repeated and unwieldy mentions of tens of thousands. For example, the original number of the crew supplied by the several nations I find to have been 24 myriads, and, what is the distance between one bridge and another? 12 myriads of parasings. In British English, a myriad is a 100 kilometre area, that is, 10,000 square kilometres, particularly on the Ordnance Survey's national grid. In other languages, Europe equals, most European languages include variations of myriad with similar meanings to the English word. Additionally, the prefix myria indicating multiplication times 10,000, was part of the original metric system adopted by France in 1795. Although it was not retained after the 11th CGPM conference in 1960, myriameter is sometimes still encountered as a translation of the Scandinavian mile of 10 kilometers, or in some classifications of wavelengths as the adjective myriametric. The myriagram was a French approximation of the avoirdupois quartier of 25 pounds, and the myriaton appears in Isaac Asimov's Foundation novel trilogy. East Asia equals. In East Asia, the traditional numeral systems of China, Korea, and Japan are all decimal-based but grouped into 10,000s rather than thousands. The character for myriad is E in traditional script and A in simplified form in both mainland China and Japan. The pronunciation varies within China and abroad. Yen, 15, Ba N, Man 6, Man, and Va N. Vietnam is peculiar within the Sinosphere in largely rejecting Chinese numerals in favor of its own. Va N is less common than the native may degree Aina N, and its numerals are grouped in threes. Because most East Asian numerals are grouped into fours, higher orders of numbers are provided by the powers of 10,010. 0002 was E in ancient texts but is now written as 1, 0000, 0000 and called A. 10, 0003 is 1, 0000, 0000, 0000 or A. 10, 0004 is 1, 0000, 0000, 0000, 0000 or A. and so on. Conversely, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean generally don't have native words for powers of 1,000, what is called 1 million in English is 101 in Chinese and 1 billion is 10 oku in Japanese. Unusually, Vietnam employs its former translation of ma an unregistered trademark T Tria U, to mean 1 million rather than the Chinese figure. The PRC government also adapted the word to mean the scientific prefix mega, which is a million, but with transliterations of giga and tera and so on for other larger prefixes. This caused confusion in areas closely related to PRC like Hong Kong where A is still largely used to mean 10,003. E and A are also employed colloquially in myriad expressions, cliché copyright S, and chenu in the senses of vast, numerous, numberless, and infinite. A skeleton key is AAE florin 1/2 E epsilon A in registered trademark. The emperor was the lord of myriad chariots. Tsusai Zoeaa had the sense of supporting greater empiricism in Chinese philosophy. And Hakuin's popular 1959 propaganda poster EAA², which could be literally read as Chairman Mao is 10,000 years old, in fact meant long live Chairman Mao. See also, Indian numbering system, which includes the lakh or 10 myriad, Ilian numbering system, which uses the myriad as one of its basic number names, and is also sometimes known as the myriad numbering system. References